right, so we've spoken about what happens when you square binomial. I didn't put the minus option in there. The minus option will just, when you are timing the two together, take the middle term, the answer will be negative. Then the difference of 2 squared 1, then we have the sum and difference of 2, and then number 5, one of you just quickly looked at on the board yesterday, so we can discuss that one now, and maybe do a few practice examples, but just what the shortcut is when you are actually cubing a binomial. Just copy that down for me, please. Okay, so yesterday I just did the actual multiplying out of x plus y cubed, and I told you guys just see if you can try and find a pattern there. And then I suggested that if you can't, by just looking at one, maybe do a couple other examples, like do a 2x plus y maybe, so you can see what happens to that 2. All right, did anyone do that? Anyone try that out? Okay, so what did you notice?
First,
Yes.
first
Yes.
times by the second.
Yes, do we see that, guys? All right. So we have a 3, and it's easy to remember that 3 because we're cubing it. Okay. So it's a 3 there, but now we need to remember that if this was a 2x, all right, then we would have to square the whole 2x, then multiply it by the second term, and then multiply the whole thing by 3. Okay, we are going to practice it now. Okay, yes?
The third one, by the second term.
Yes.
And the last term.
The last term cubed. Yes. Okay, and when we have a minus in between, I thought that it would just be a good idea to write that down because obviously all of these terms are positive, all right? But when you have a minus, then, and again, it's up to you. Do you want to remember the shortcut or do you just want to multiply it out? Okay, you'll get the same answer either way. You're going to have to do the first term cubed, then you're going to have a negative term for your second one. You're going to do 3 times the first term squared times the last term, right? Then 3 times the first term multiplied by the last term squared. Now guys, what is negative y squared? Positive y squared. Okay, so that's a way of remembering that that third term is actually positive. Okay, and then the last term cubed. Now what is negative y times negative y times negative y? Negative y cubed. Okay, so if you just do the product with the actual minus sign with your first term. Okay, let's write down here examples. I'm going to do a couple examples of just choosing a binomial. Remember when we multiplied it out yesterday, when you do the one product, you get a 2, and when you do the other product, you get a 1. So when you add them together, you get a 3. So that's where it comes from. So when to be one and then where to find the 2 middle terms by 3. Yeah, but for the first one, for the 1, you have to square the first term and just keep the second term as it is. Times 3, and for the other one, yes, we're going to practice it now. Okay, examples. Let's see if we can do these examples by actually using a shortcut. Okay, if it gets to a test or exam, if it gets to a test or exam, and you can't remember, just multiply it out and pick.
On the first.
Yes, that is what Joshua was also saying earlier, the binomial expansion. Yes, but it is, for AP, but it is classical time is that. Okay, don't worry. Number 1, let's do an easy-ish one to start with. Let's do 2x plus y cubed. Okay, so it's similar to the first one that we summarized, but now we just have a 2x instead of an x. And guys, if you want to, and I think what I'm gonna do just for this first one, I'm actually gonna write down like the working, right, that you need to think about. So for the first term, you're gonna do the first term cubed. So what I mean by the working is I'm gonna write 2x cubed, like that. Okay, maybe just do that for the first example so that you remember what you're actually doing to get those terms. All right, in the case of exam, you don't have to do that, but it's just write down what you're actually doing. So that would give you a, what is that? 2x cubed is actually 8x cubed. All right, so I'll write that now in the next step. Then you're going to do first term squared. Right, so we're going to do 2x squared times the second term times 3. Or you can put the 3 in front, it's fine, it doesn't matter. We'll simplify that just now. Right, isn't that what we did here? We took the first term squared times the second term, and that whole thing must be multiplied by 2. Okay? I'm running out of space, so I'll do the next one just, yeah, we'll do that on there. Plus, for the next one, we're going to do the second term squared. So we're going to do y squared multiplied by the first term, and then again multiplied by 3, or you can put the 3 in front. And then for your last term, I'm writing in a small book, so my face is up now. But for your last term, you would do plus the last term cubed. Okay, so that's the actual working. That's what we need to think. That's what we're actually doing. Okay, let's simplify that. So we already said that the first one is just going to be 8x cubed plus, now 2x squared is 4x squared, right? Now, and then what is 4x squared times y? 4x squared y times 3 is 12x squared y. Right? Plus, we're going to have y squared. We're going to have 2x, so that's 2xy squared, and then we need to multiply that by 3. So that is 6xy squared. And then that last term is the easy one, that is just y cubed. Again, the shortcut is optional, but if you remember it, it will save you some time. Okay, I know that this comes up in that AP exercise a lot, but I am going to get you guys to practice a couple more of these on your own now, so that it kind of sticks. You have a question? Right, is everyone fine with this one? So I'm going to give you a couple more of these just to do on your own quickly. Again, you don't have to write out the slide, but maybe while you're still learning the shortcut, this one is a bit more complicated than the ones that we've done so far, right? Maybe while you're still learning this one, it's quite a nice one to actually write the thinking step out, but you don't have to if you feel like you don't need to. Okay, this one is, let's do an x minus 3y cubed. Do that one on your own. Once you do the work, you have to go like you did there. Oh, in TESOL exams, they want you to do it like in the one line, you know, or under one extra. I just tried to save some paper by doing the first line. Okay, there are 3 for you to do. I'll give you some time to do those. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna run through that last one as well quickly. So you, sorry, let me unfreeze. Okay, for the last one, you do the first term cubed. So 2a cubed is 8a cubed. And when I say first term cubed, I mean in brackets, right? Then for the next one, you do first term squared, which will give you 4a squared. You multiply that by the second term, which is a negative term, right? So you're gonna get negative 4a squared b cubed. And then you times it by 3. So it's negative 12. A squared b cubed. Okay, for the next one you do last term squared. So that is now going to be positive b to the 6. Are we fine with that, guys? We are also going to do exponents later on, but you do need to be able to do those like squaring exponents and so on. All right, so this is going to be positive b to the 6 multiplied by 2a. So that is positive 2a b to the 6. And you then multiply that by 3. Right, and then you need to cube the last term. Now, when you're cubing a negative number or negative term, the answer stays negative, and b to the power of 3, to the power of 3, you times those exponents, right? So then it's going to be 9. Okay, any questions? All right, I only have about 15 minutes left. So let's see what I can give you guys. I'm actually not going to go into factorizing now. Start on that tomorrow. Okay, guys, so I'm going to ask you for homework for tomorrow. I'm not going to give you a lot. It's exercise. This is now in your core textbook, right? Exercise 1.26. It's the last exercise in this chapter, the check your skills exercise. I'm going to give you a few questions from there. So this is on page 36. I would like you to do number 4C. Guys, when they say expand, obviously they mean multiply out, right? We're giving you two brackets next to each other, and the instruction says expand. You must multiply out and then simplify. Okay, so expand basically means the same as simplify. 60, 60, and 9a. Okay, 4 product questions. You can finish them in the time that you have left now. So please get going now. It is the 2x of the square, so we get a 4 from it. And you times that by 3, which is 12. Because it's 6x, the 6 yeah. 12, and then you multiply that by 3. Multiply 3. Oh, it is. I am classroom math. Yeah. Yeah, this is from the classroom math book, guys.
I want to take more money.
I wondered who was gonna be the first one.
Do you mind if I take a picture, man?
It's fine, I can do that.
Thank you, man.
Sorry, I'm just stopping.